Hello crafty friends, welcome back to another episode of Millend Makes. This is episode 5 and in this one we'll be working with this gorgeous yarn that I found in the Millend bin. I'm gonna be honest, I am a bit scared of using this because it looks very interesting and not like yarn I've ever used before, so I am definitely going out of my comfort zone. It is like a chain-like construction with blue and pink fuzzy bits attached to it, so it's very interesting, but I did really like the color and so I bought it. I did buy it on sale. I never buy Millends at full price, even though it is still a good deal at full price, but I thought, hey, if I'm gonna try a new yarn, might as well buy it on sale and give it a go. What have I got to lose? A few dollars at most. So I'm gonna eat into this bag now, and it is in Hanks, and I don't have a yarn winder yet, so I do unfortunately have to wind it by hand, which is fun. The one time that I had to do this before, it took me, I think, like half an hour to do one because I got it tangled. So I'm not entirely sure how I'm gonna go with this one, but we will see. So there are a total of, looks like 5 Hanks in this bag. This is what it looks like up close. So the blue and the pink is all fuzzy bits, and the white is the actual chain of the yarn, if that makes sense. So very interesting. It does feel soft, like the fuzzy kind of soft feeling. So not really sure how it's gonna work up. So pretty though. I love the color. And wish me luck with trying to unravel this. I've only ever done it once and looks like I'm gonna create a mess again. I'm not doing a very good job here. Let me give this a go. So it's been about 3 hours later and we have one ball. I managed to drop my unwound Hank on the floor pretty much like halfway through balling this up, and I got extremely knotted and I just spent so much time trying to unravel the knots and everything like that. So all we have to show for the time that I've spent behind the scenes is this one ball. I don't really want to unravel another Hank just yet. I just want to get started and play around with the yarn because I'm not entirely sure how this is going to work up. I've never worked with roving style yarn before, if this is what you want to call it. It is very like thick, thin, and it's like a chain construction. I've never worked with that kind of yarn either. It's super busy with all of the colors in there, so I'm not entirely sure how this is actually going to look when it's crocheted up. So I just want to get started crocheting and just sort of figure out what I want to do with it as I go. My thoughts for the moment is to pair it with white yarn to sort of just make the colors pop a bit more and not make it look super busy. If it is just paired with white, maybe it'll help to vanilla it out, if that's the right way to say it. This is just a 4-weight yarn. This is our Spot Saver at Spotlight. It's pretty much like, you know, your Red Heart Super Saver if you're in America. It's just a standard 4-weight yarn. I'm gonna pair both of these together. My thoughts for this is to make a market bag. I think it'll look like a really cool, funky, colorful market bag. So I will see how it works out and decide if that's actually the path I want to go down. I'm also not entirely sure what hook size I want to use because it is so busy. I don't want to make it too tight because it's roving. I'm just going to go for the biggest hook that I have, which is a 10mm. It's not my Clovers. I am so devastated that I don't have a 10mm Clover hook. But I will just see how it looks with this one, and I might adjust the hook size depending on how it works out and go from there. So a lot of experimenting. Hopefully I can come back to you tomorrow with a little bit of a worked up piece so we can discuss together. It is the next day and this is how much I have done so far. So I started just by chaining to the height that I wanted it to be, and I worked half double crochets back onto the chain, increased in the last stitch, and then I think I did like 3 or 4 half double crochets in the last stitch, and then worked on the other side. So it's creating this little bit of a U, or like an open bag, if that makes sense. So this is going to be one corner, this is the base, and I'm just going to continue working half double crochets in the back loop only to sort of create a little bit of like a ribbing effect until I get to the width that I want it to be, and then I'm just probably going to slip stitch on the other side, so trying to minimize the amount of sewing I am doing. I also found this bag, which I actually haven't used in a long time. Probably had it for 7 years, I would say, maybe 8, and yeah, just never used it. It's just a cotton bag that I got while I was at university, and I never really thought to wear it out of the house because it is branded to my university and I don't go there anymore. So I think what I'm going to do is just make this the same size as this, and then use this to line the inside to give it a bit of strength so I can put heavier things in it. So at the moment I've just got a little bit of extra height, so this is basically the same height as this with a little bit extra, and what I'm thinking of doing is just folding it in on the inside and stitching it, and hopefully that does stay. I don't think I can stitch it using a sewing machine because it is quite thick. It's like a 4-weight yarn plus like a roving style 4-weight yarn, I would say. So very thick. I'm using a 10mm hook, but that's my plan for now. I'm going to continue working until I basically got it to the width that I need it to be, and then stitch them together. So wish me luck. And we are almost done. So I did run out of colorful yarn. Well, technically the second bowl of colorful yarn. So there is a little bit of a bold patch here where it's mostly white. I really couldn't be bothered unhanking another skein of colorful yarn just for that little bit, and we were pretty much at the size I needed anyway, so I just left it as is. I don't think it's too noticeable, and it fits quite well actually. I like how it turned out. It's very busy, but I sort of like it, and the ribbing effect gives it some texture. It is quite nice and very simple as well, just literally half double crochets in the back loop, and I didn't really have to do much sewing because I just slip stitched along the side here to connect the two ends, and I was done. Now all that's left for me to do is actually attach it to the bag, and I think instead of sewing it on, because I still don't have a sewing machine and I don't want to do all of that by hand, I did see this thing on social media where you literally just crochet around the strap. So for example, if this is the interior of it, you just like crochet a piece around to sort of go around like that to connect it, and you do that on all 4 strap bits, and that sort of just keeps it in place, and you know, it's a semi-permanent attachment. So because this is like a canvas cotton bag, nothing's gonna like stretch, I guess, and if I did want to wash the interior, I can just snip off that crochet attachment on the 4 straps and toss it in the wash, just so I don't have to potentially damage this. And if I wanted to do another exterior, I could always make one to fit the same bag and just change it out if I want to do so. I kind of like that idea. If I did want to make another bag, I can just, you know, not commit to just this one. So I think I'm going to do that now. I'm just going to use white for the connections because it's not really going to be seen, and I'll see you when I'm done with that. And we are done. So this is what it looks like from the inside. I've just literally crocheted white straps across the handles, and I've done it on the other side as well, and it holds up quite well. So like if I put my water bottle in there, it holds up really well. So yeah, I really like how it turned out. It's very colorful. It kind of reminds me of like birthday cake sprinkles, quite bright and beautiful, and I am glad that I paired it with white. It helps the color pop a little bit more and sort of break up the busyness of it. I still do have 3 more hanks of the colorful yarn, which I'm not sure what I'm going to do with. I'm not really a fan of the yarn for the kinds of things that I make. I don't think that it's very practical. I like making amigurumi and blankets and dog things, and this is very like fuzzy, and from what I've heard, it works up better knitted, but I don't knit, I only crochet. So yeah, I'm thinking of destashing it, but let me know in the comments below what you think that yarn would look good as, and I might just make something with it, who knows. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Millend Makes. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and leave me a thumbs up if you did like this video. I will see you in my next one. Bye.